Hello, welcome to Honest Trailer Commentaries. Aladdin 2019, the film about a boy and his lamp. This is a show where you'll get our thought process behind the Honest Trailer, stick around for some deleted scenes, responses to your dumb comments, and a tease for next week's Honest Trailer. But I couldn't do it without friends like these.
Oh.
Dan Murrell,
Hello.
Joe Starr,
Hey.
Daniel Radford.
Hello.
What's going on?
None.
I'm just excited that we have to identify movies now like the first few bars of a 90s hip hop song.
Aladdin 2019! Aladdin! There is a
Flip mode, 98!
Collards on the outro for this song, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, another one. This was, if we seem like we're scrambling for things to talk about, it's because this is Aladdin. You've probably seen this film in 1992 and enjoyed the comedic stylings of Robin Williams, and this is that movie without that, but otherwise quite similar.
Yeah.
Dan, you liked it.
I did. I didn't love it.
Shame! Everyone boo Dan!
I did. I liked it. I thought that it was a fairly perfunctory remake of the original movie until Will Smith shows up. And then when Will Smith showed up as the genie, he puts his own spin on it. I loved the how they used him visually. I thought it was a good translation from animation to live action. He wasn't just impersonating Robin Williams. I think he made the role his own. And then from there, I think they folded in some new stuff to the story enough that I was not just sitting there going over the same beats like I was with another remake that came out this summer. Disney animated movie from the early to mid 90s. No, I didn't love it, but there was enough there for me to go like, all right, this is a nice little companion piece to go with the animated one.
The genie gets horny this time. What's not to love?
Heck yeah.
And now the negative side of the table.
No, I wasn't.
I didn't hate it.
There were things I liked, but there was too much that made me puzzled and frustrated. Is kind of where I think I fell. Because I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, what was that?
Yeah, it was like the whole show was just like the first 30 minutes was just like, ugh!
Yeah, I was
from the other
audibly
side of the room, and I was
asking to see Disney's manager for like the first 30 minutes. I was definitely my mom at an Applebee's.
Yeah, he was starting to get the highlights coming in.
Yeah, you kind of do have the manager hair.
Yeah, I do. But I watched it a second time, and there are elements of it I really like, but none of them are really able to be their own thing or get explored. You have Guy Ritchie not making like a Guy Ritchie movie, but also not like shooting a musical super well.
Right, you were mad that this was not a heist with like four Cockney gentlemen talking about like rhythm and Bonnie when
Honestly,
they mean like I'm upset or
you know
whatever.
What? Yeah, I'll own that. Like if you're going to hire. Like, why would you hire like Wes Anderson to not Wes Anderson a movie? Like, if you're gonna hire Guy Ritchie, there are certain things you expect from a Guy Ritchie movie, which
I think
so why have him do this?
Because you catch him at a certain point in his career when he will do what you ask.
Yeah.
You know, when he knows how to.
What great art!
Yeah, right. Well, look, these things are. You're not making Aladdin.
But then why pay someone a Guy Ritchie rate where you could have paid anyone to make this movie?
I don't know. It's pretty like CG heavy. Like this is a big thing to juggle. Like all even though the plot is all laid out in front of you. Like
I just I don't know. It just
You get someone who's made this something the size of King Arthur without getting the quality. Which is good. That's a good thing.
Exactly.
But then it on the parts that they don't really change or update, it just feels like it's a summary piece. Like these beats, and then the stuff that they do update doesn't fit the stuff that they don't update, and like some of the songs they don't change at all, and then other songs they update for Will Smith and they work and they're good, and that's how you update a musical. But then other songs they don't, so you have weird karaoke Whole New World that doesn't fit into Jasmine's new song, that doesn't fit into the newer version of Friend Like Me, and I don't know, it just doesn't fit together. It was frustrating for me. A lot of things I liked that did not work as flavors.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just talked over your whole time, Danielle. I'm a bad friend.
The genie is horned up.
I would like to reiterate this Genie F's, making it a completely different movie. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Like, I don't think I can't have too strong of a reaction because I think we say in the trailer, it's like, I'm sufficiently cowed by my Disney overlords at this point. It's like, I can't get mad about the same thing over and over again when they've done this with Cinderella, they've done it with Beauty and the Beast, they did it with Lion King.
They wore us down.
Seen Lion King?
No.
I'm be curious to see what you think once you see The Lion King.
Well, I've seen The Lion King, right? And so I'm
Yes.
told that I've seen The Lion King.
Yes, exactly.
So I don't need to see The Lion King. I get it.
This is what surprised me was The Lion King I did not like because I felt like it was a fairly inert, complete remake. Lesser in every way, and that's what surprised me about this movie. It's like this 100% what I expected from this movie, and this movie actually surprised me by mixing in some different flavors that I thought worked and made it distinct, where The Lion King to me was just like a lesser recreation, beat for beat, word for word of a different movie.
Yeah.
So Beyonce doing Nala with her Houston accent didn't win you over?
No, it did not.
Well, let's watch this movie, unfortunately. Aladdin 2019. Here we go.
It's your boy! We make the best wishes.
From Guy Ritchie, the director of Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, and Midge Got Whipped in the Bitsies.
Who came up with
How did that come around? That was a group effort.
You just put the bait out to the writer's room and said, what
What's a
sounds like a
fake
fake
Guy
Guy
Ritchie
Ritchie
movie?
movie?
Yeah, it was one of those great moments where Spencer's like, solve the puzzle. I'm not telling you what the puzzle is. And Lon said Midge got whipped in the bitsies.
No, I distinctly remember. Not that it matters, but I added the Midge.
Okay, you added the Midge.
I think the original was like
Bev?
Two in the Bitsies or something like
Two in
that.
the Bitsies.
Yes.
We were coming up with like fake, basically Cockney slang, because we love Guy Ritchie, and I think that Rock and Rolla was one that got cut from this list. But yeah, it was like
Bob's Your Uncle.
Two in the Bitsies. Then
Roger's
someone
Your
said
Uncle,
they got
whatever it
whipped
is.
in the Bitsies, and then because I remember I have a buddy of mine with a English girlfriend whose name I can never remember, and dismissively refer to her as Midge because I just can't remember, and it's like the first British thing that comes to my mind. I'm sorry, I don't know why. They're like, what's her name? You know, Midge. I'm sure it's something like Marigold or something like that. But
Poor Midge.
Poor Midge. So I added the Midge, and I think it all came together quite well.
I hope he doesn't
I'm
watch
trying to
the
remember
show.
what the other pitches were. I think mine was like, cool, in it?
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In it.
Cool, in it?
Yeah. The magical chav.
Yeah.
Chav?
Chav.
All right, keep going.
Okay, I made that one up. Comes another magical Disney fantasy that dares to ask, what if poor people had upward mobility? Aladdin, but with people this time. You've heard all the complaints about live-action Disney remakes.
Poor
They're
Dumbo.
soulless recreations, bland corporate storytelling, and cynical risk-averse cash grabs. Well, yeah, we should all know the deal by now. But as far as soulless cash grabs go, this one is clumsily entertaining enough to remind you
Alan.
how
Alan
fun
missed him.
Aladdin is.
It's clumsy, but in a charming sort of a way.
She's
Or at
great.
least make it feel
Yes.
like you're watching Disneyland's Agrabah sing-along stunt show. Whee! Can we go to Galaxy's Edge next? I want to assemble my own jizz flute.
Pause. We didn't pull it, but it's sometimes we moderate what's some comments. We try to weed out the worst of the worst. There was one that I actually put through because it just I just thought it was hilarious. It said, "So typical of this channel to shill for Galaxy's Edge. You do nothing but advertise for corporations." Yes,
That is what that joke
Disney
is.
paid us to talk about the jizz flutes available. at
That is
Galaxy's
definitely
Edge.
something you can do
Yeah.
at Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
Disney definitely took a look at us, whose every other video is, you're destroying the world by owning everything.
And the video
said,
that
"Hey."
ends with a Disney is a monopoly joke.
Yeah.
We took their money to shill for the customizable jizz flutes available at Galaxy's Edge.
It's so good that social media gave everyone a voice.
SJWs with their jizz flutes.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
let's keep
that was
going.
our shill. That was our shilling comment for the day.
Welcome to Agrabah.
It is a great
vaguely
value,
Middle
though.
Eastern
$300.
soundstage made of parkour courses. Parkour! Parkour! Parkour!
This was done without
Parkour!
John's parkour, and it really came to life.
It really,
Parkour!
yeah. That's all together.
Parkour!
Also, this was in
We'll
Starring.
add minor new additions to the famous story, like a handmaid the genie would like to friend, Jasmine's new psychic time-freezing powers, and, typical Disney forced diversity.
They say that in Scotland. Yeah, right?
But don't worry, grown-up fans, there aren't too many changes to your precious cartoon. In fact, all the characters are still two-dimensional, with a cast of unknowns, who aside from Jasmine, will definitely stay that way. Featuring an Aladdin who didn't even...
I liked Aladdin. I mean,
Really?
I don't know if he'll be...
He wakes up when Will Smith kind of carries him, but he wakes up a little bit for Will.
I think when you're casting unknowns, Danielle, you said this.
Yeah, because my thing with Aladdin, and the thing that bugged me the most about the actor playing Aladdin, is that he doesn't have a strong singing voice.
Right.
And so for me, I do think that the benefit of casting an unknown is that you can get someone who you're not limited in the way that you would, where if it's like, well, you know, they did have to do some auto-tuning on Will Smith, but it's Will Smith, you know, that's fine.
Yeah.
Whereas it's
And they
like,
arranged most of his songs to rap.
right, because it's Will Smith and you will do that. But with this kid, you know, he's newer, so maybe it would have been a benefit if they had an Aladdin that had a stronger singing voice.
For their musical?
Yes. And you could really, in Whole New World especially, Jasmine just laps him.
She's singing circles around.
Yeah, she's and
pretty
she
great.
is a star, by the way.
Yeah.
Like she's
She's the Pink Ranger.
That's true. She
Also
is the
good
Pink
in
Ranger.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Like, just pull someone off Broadway or something. Like,
Grab the Broadway Aladdin.
grab Broadway Aladdin.
Maybe he couldn't movie act.
Maybe.
Not all
No,
acting
that
is
is
the
true.
same.
That is true. Maybe he was making everything super huge, like he did for the
Exactly.
stage.
Like Broadway
Cut.
acting is just like, have you seen the Producers movie? The one that they made of with Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick of the stage show. It is what happens when you bring Broadway
Yeah.
to a film, but don't tell them to modulate performances, because the whole movie is like this.
That
Which
is
is
true.
wonderful.
A Disney
Wonderful
movie is like
on the
1
stage.
degree softer than
I can
that.
definitely see
Yes.
Guy Ritchie, though, being like, all right, cool, what's all this we is all about this, Bitsy?
Jizzans? What a jizzans?
No,
Is that
it's
like all I can
cooked out
make it for
chicken.
park?
It's Matthew Broderick, like with the camera, like when you're sitting in an audience, and Matthew Broderick's like, "Well, Mr. Bloom, I don't know what's going on here,"
And you're like,
it's-
I didn't think this was 3D.
On stage, that works great, but when there's a camera 2 feet from his face, and Nathan Lane's like, "What did I tell you, Bialystok? We gotta go!" It's just like, I love that show, but you can't. You gotta adapt it. You gotta adapt it. You can't.
Fair.
That is fair.
I think Danielle's point stands. Find an Aladdin who can sing. Carry on.
I think it's that bad.
Get you one that can do both.
Pavarotti. Come on. It's an opera.
Who didn't even sand his nipples off. A Jafar who went from over-the-top snake wizard to CBD-infused snake oil salesman. And a Jasmine who doesn't need some man to do everything for her because she already had a perfectly good woman for that.
I'll draw the bath.
Huh. Maybe she should be Sultan instead. At least she probably knows that bread costs money.
Yeah,
some
pause. I was surprised that they didn't bother to adjust the, I guess it's Disney, but like the avowedly unquestioning of the monarchy aspect of Aladdin, where it's like, it's not, I think the people should have a say. It's like, no, me. No,
Yeah.
I will speak for the people. I am the people, and I will speak for them.
Yeah,
From on top of my magic carpet.
right.
But remember, Aladdin said they really loved the queen, so they'll probably really love the princess, too.
Right, there was some BS line where they throw out of like, the people aren't happy because they can't see the princess. they can't. That's why the
People
people
ain't
are
thinking
suffering.
about no princess. The people can't eat. They're all surviving off of one bag of dates.
Dates. That's the economy. Their economy is food.
Date-based economy.
That's what she wants to rule over, and I guess continue.
Yeah, it was an odd what they chose to adapt.
Yeah, and like
they didn't
the
choose to.
like the kind of my first geopolitics scene where it's like Jafar's like, these people are gonna invade us, but she's like, no war, and he's like, but they will, and then it's just never addressed, or we never see, we never know who's telling the truth in that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them would make particularly good sultans. Or,
No.
you know, something controversial. Should there be a sultan? Discuss.
Well, the other one that gets me is Jafar. Like, that's such a big, fun role.
Yeah.
That you're a snake wizard.
Yeah.
You walk around with a cobra staff. You are not a chill dude if you
Right.
walk around with a cobra staff.
Yeah, and it would have been
And he's like Garth Algar.
They tried really hard to.
They're like, good job, Joe. He's like, thanks. I like to play.
I enjoy snake magic. They kind of set him up as the if Aladdin went wrong, like, because he's like, I'm just like you.
I liked that.
We aren't so different, you and I. But then I don't know, give them a shared history, or like they could have rolled in the same crew, Becky and Ingrabah. In it.
No, I hate that trend.
Yeah,
Just
don't put him in the same
everyone has
crew.
always been connected for their entire life.
Fair enough.
Blech.
But just the choice to make him so grounded when like he really doesn't get Maleficent, whatever the word I'm thinking of is, until he actually Malevolent, yes, until he grows into a CGI demon,
and even then,
in
it's
like
kinda
late
like,
Act 3, and it's too late. Like, you've been so chill, like he's like a Littlefinger, not like a Ramsay Bolton, you know?
Yeah, I was also upset they didn't have a Prince Abubu. It's just such a funny line from the cartoon. He calls him Prince Abubu.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a different take on Jafar. I'm not quite sure how it worked. I agree. I did think that it was an interesting direction to make him a little more grounded and more like a guy who built himself from the ground up. But
I like that aspect. But
yeah, like 50% more arch.
Yeah.
Particularly when a lot of the other characters were going for a bit of a broader, more heightened.
I think we got
Twirl your goatee once.
Yeah, practice an evil laugh in the mirror.
yeah.
Like.
And and I get why, I think they pulled back on a lot of the like, all Disney bad guys are effeminate and stuff like that. But there's still like there's somewhere on the Bond villain like level list that you can take them without being like, oh, okay, I get it.
Yeah, he's just like chill guy with a parrot.
Let's talk about the parrot. Why? Why?
Yeah, why cast Alan Tudyk to just squawk?
Because they have to pay Alan Tudyk every 6 months. That's part of their contract.
What does he have on Bob Iger?
To play a bird.
To play a bird.
Yeah, he was the chicken in Moana.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
He was Luck or whatever, and then then he was K2SO. and
Would
now
you say he's
the
been
Yadu.
pigeonholed? Keep going.
Hey, she steal the bread.
Stealing? No, I don't have
What?
any money.
I should be salty.
Or it will be until Will Smith's genie does his best to woo it up a notch. Woo! And don't let that teaser fool you. He's slightly less horrifying in the finished product. Watch Disney try to recapture that Robin Williams magic by casting another fast-talking 90s superstar. As Big Willie throws jokes, dancing, and auto-tune at you.
To another Arabian night.
Doesn't play to his strength.
Until you use your final wish to just make him go
why they redid
chill
the
out on a
songs.
boat already.
I think it's time that I told you the story.
Huh, does that mean this whole movie is just some BS Will made up to get Discount Jaden and Willow to stop complaining? Respect.
Pause. We had a legitimate debate. I think we might be split on this.
Yeah, I think that this is just supposed to be a fairy tale that he's telling to his children. Weird choice to cast himself in like the
As the all-knowing wizard.
as the all-knowing wizard, and his mom is their mom is a maid.
Oh, Daddy can't do magic anymore. Remember, I gave up my powers to save the world.
Yeah.
Well, it works now, but see, the story doesn't work if he's like, I was Aladdin and your mom was Jasmine, because then the kids are going to be like, well, then why aren't you still the king and queen? And then he has to be like, oh, because mom doesn't understand that things cost money, and we got chased out of town.
She was immediately deposed by the hungry
An
people.
angry mob pelted us with dates until we left on a boat. Okay, yeah. No, I think this whole movie is a fairy tale. It's like it's bookended by the framing devices. This is just a story that Will Smith is telling.
I don't know.
It's one of the 1001 Arabian Nights.
The
Dan.
romantic in me says that he's the genie. He's the genie, and as we mentioned, it's How I Met Your Mother.
And also, usually, if Will is going to tell you the story of a movie you're about to watch, he raps it. Or Fresh Prince.
That's usually not in the movie itself, though. That's like on the soundtrack.
I mean, is the intro to Fresh Prince a prologue or an intro?
True.
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't remember the first scene of Ali where he sets the whole movie up? And says,
Well, this is the story.
7
Float like a
pounds.
butterfly. Sing like a bee.
Beauty, collateral beauty. Shake your booty. Okay, let's keep going.
Complaining? Respect. So gather the family for a time-tested tale about lying your way into power. That would have been more interesting if it were about Jasmine, Jafar's rise to prominence, whatever unholy union of man and beast that gave birth to Iago.
Who's a clever boy?
Or the French guy who either wrote or stole the story of Aladdin and snuck it into his translation of 1001 Arabian Nights.
Pause. That was an interesting little factoid just in doing some research, is that Aladdin is, it's disputed. It's either something that a French guy completely made up, and back then, I guess, pre-internet, you could really do anything at any time to anyone, and it'd be hundreds of years before he got called out on it.
There was no Wikipedia.
Yeah, so he just created a fairy tale, and as he was translating the actual fairy tales, just snuck in one of his own to see if anyone would notice. And
all of these are great, but this one's my favorite. What do you guys think?
Yes. But then there's also it got
like a receptionist that puts in their own headshot.
The original version of that, it got a little muddled because there's evidence or some type of record that he might have heard this actual story from a wandering storyteller, which was also a profession that you could have. Is that what we would be doing if we were around?
I think so, yeah.
No, we'd be falling behind the storyteller.
Great story.
Cool story, bro.
Oh, did you guys notice this plot hole?
You want to know the weird thing? I was also reading in that same article that the storyteller, according to the guy who wrote the book, looked and sounded like Robin Williams doing a bit of an almost offensive Middle Eastern caricature.
Interesting. Huh. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know.
Joke to the first Aladdin movie.
Got it.
Was a,
he was the original.
Yes, he was the original.
Cut off your hand. Right.
Yes.
Another framing device.
Framing
device. Still like
Aladdin,
that.
Honest Trailer Musical.
Yeah.
Those are really dumb lyrics. I don't think I realized until I watched this version of Aladdin, where the nights are hot in a lot of good ways.
There's some lyrics that are like, oh, okay.
Catchy tune.
It's a good tune, but sometimes you break it down and you're like,
it's like Vegas if it was for children.
More often than not, or hotter than hot in a lot of good ways. Okay.
All right, keep going.
But as far as a copy-pasted version of Aladdin with no Robin Williams goes, it's about as good as that could be. And apparently, that's worth something. Like a billion somethings. The end. Starring Robin Williams.
I love Lamp.
DJ Jazzy Man.
Cobra!
I Dream of Jiggy. And animals playing the drums renaissance.
It's really true.
The Disney Vault.
They're just not sending Arendale's best, all right, people?
A Rug's Life. And Parrots Just Don't Understand.
Because it's a song.
Lamb Trap and Three Smoking
That's a Guy
Wishes.
Ritchie movie.
Yeah. I think we should have just called
You
it
can
Mitch
just
Got Whipped
make the law
Princess.
disappear.
Please. Like it never existed.
Does that apply to laws and monopolies? Asking for a friend.
Got him.
Shills. Shills we are.
Well, wait. Let's roll right into deleted scenes. Before those headphones come off.
Weed! Can we go to Galaxy's Edge next? I want to spend real money on the fake money from a Star War.
Chill.
Like a handmaid the genie would like to friend. The song where Jasmine lets it go.
It's kind of a let it go.
Starring that speed up, slow down thing Guy Ritchie does. Prince Flula. Handmaid's Tale. Nip status unknown. Agrabro. Alad. ASM Jafar. Snake and Shake. DJ Jazzy Jaff. Serpentor. How come this guy wasn't cast as Jafar? Look at him. Sandhitch. Man in Blue. Gin and Juice. The Blues Brother. Which Disney Sultan are you? All that jazz. Mighty Ruling Glower Ranger. And
Sorry.
I shouldn't be alive.
Lamb Tramp and Three Stolen Wishes.
Quite similar.
Wiki Wiki Wild Wild Middle East. Lady and the Lamp.
Okay.
Whoa. IMDb credits Will Smith as the genie and the Mariner? Wow, Waterworld prequel confirmed, you guys.
Look, we're gonna keep talking about Waterworld. And you can't stop us.
Isn't there some dumb theory about Agrabah is our future, right?
Oh, that's why Robin Williams knows all
Robin Williams is able to make a Peter Lorre reference, he's just riffing. Not everything has to be tied together.
Yeah.
Or does it?
How did this all omnipotent, powerful genie know these references from so much later?
True, yeah. That is...
Because time is a flat circle. True detective.
No, because William F. Buckley had to exist at some point in the Aladdin universe for Robin Williams to do an impression of him. And then the apocalypse happened, and then they recreated a quasi-Middle Eastern / Indian society.
That's way more convenient than just believing in a magic genie.
Yeah. Or just knowing that Robin has some go-to voices he likes, and he's going to do them.
Oh, he'll do them. All right, so some comments, some interesting ones popped out. Victor Lima writes, was kind of expecting it to be the same script as the honest trailer for the original Aladdin and with the same scenes used. Tempting.
Thought about it.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot.
Turns out they pay us to write things.
Yeah, we could probably get away with it 1 week. But I don't know. I feel like people would be upset if we did that.
Yeah, I mean, we did one little bit of that with Beauty and the Beast about reusing a joke, and we call it out. But Lion King is, I think if we're going to play with that, Lion King is a much more suitable example, because it is literally the same
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you might get your wish granted for us to do the exact same thing.
Wish number one.
I'm down.
Easy week for us.
Keith Brown, sorry to call you out, but that guy's voice was terrible. Was the other guy sick? It's the same guy. He can do more than one voice. It's not just you, Keith. We get this a lot. John is a man of many voices, and he's imitating different styles. He can do, listen to this one, listen to Harry Potter. He does like a British trailer. He does a different one for horror.
He does another one for 500 Days of Summer.
500 Days of Summer is like a
retro.
Love Actually, 500 Days. There's like a rom-com voice.
Yeah, there's
like the From the Vault, like retro.
Yeah, Die Hard. Die Hard. Yeah, he's
multi-talented.
Yeah, some are more subtle variations than others, but some are pretty different, like this one is. And it is the same guy.
Plus, it just the feel, because we've done it before. We've actually recorded the wrong voice before, where we think that it should be this way, and then we look at I think we did Toy Story, and we did it in the regular voice, and it doesn't play. Like when you're doing a family movie, it's like from the creators of. It just doesn't like that take, and that little tool in John's arsenal works so much better for family films because.
I remember there's another one of these lost trailer scripts where I wrote an actual honest trailer for Boyhood, and it just didn't work no matter which way he was reading it. It's just not that kind of movie, and then it worked so much better when we went wordless, like the trailer itself. So yeah, he's a talented guy with a ton of with a big range of movie voices, and this was the Disney voice. FN Lorder writes, this is one of the better remakes. Where do you guys place this in the Disney remake pantheon?
Oh.
Keeping in mind I have not seen Cinderella, but
I've not seen Cinderella here.
Cinderella's still the best one, I think, because A, it's different enough, and B, I also don't care about Cinderella as much, so I guess it also, I don't have that one queued up in my head the same way that I might have Lion King.
Does Maleficent count as a remake? Or no?
Yeah, spin-off. I think
it's a half remake.
It's like the Wicked version of.
Yeah.
I'm near the top. Not as good as Jungle Book. Jungle Book for me is easily, of the ones I've seen, the one that I prefer. But I liked it more than Dumbo. This one I liked it more than Beauty and the Beast. I liked it more than Lion King. I liked it more than Maleficent.
Yeah. To me, it's Jungle Book and everything else because they took. And I hear Pete's Dragon is good.
Yeah, I mean Pete's Dragon. It's hard for me to count because it's that's not really it's not an animated film. Pete's Dragon was good for what it was.
And the first one is so bizarre. It's do something.
Right. And I think that
it's almost like Jungle Book, where it's sure, it's 20 minutes of weirdness.
Yeah, that's where I think these movies can be not necessary, because no movies are necessary, but at least have something to say or something different or something original, because you can take the Disney source material that's not great and turn it into something meaningful, I think they did with Jungle Book.
Have you seen the Dumbo one?
No.
Oh, it's the new stuff they added on is weird.
It can go wrong.
Super weird.
And kind of self-referential. I don't know.
Okay.
I would love to hear your thoughts on that if you ever see it, because it's.
I will. I wanted to. It just came and went. I guess
it did.
It flopped super hard. And Dumbo's out 2 weeks ago. Oh wow. Okay. I'll have to catch up on that one.
Did not care for it.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Aladdin before we tease next week?
I don't know. It's just it's such a weird, mixed bag. You got the Jasmine song, and they do a different style of movie for her song, where suddenly people are vanishing, and it's very stylized. The rest, nowhere else in the movie, unless the genie, who's magic, is doing it. Do they do that? I don't know. It's just a lot of things I liked, and they just didn't taste good to me together.
Yeah. Okay. Danielle, anything?
Nope.
No. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Dan. Yeah, but it's one of those that goes through you like Taco Bell. So
Del Taco.
Del Taco.
I will
excuse
promote
me.
it to Del Taco.
Del Taco status.
To be
Definitely.
fair, like all of the things they put in Taco, like there's a harmony there that this movie was lacking. Like, you know, if this movie had pulled off the right combination of slightly spicy nacho cheese, a Dorito shell, ground beef, I would have liked it a lot more.
I'll agree with that, and we'll discuss what fast food all the Disney movies are later, I'm sure. But next week,
It's a BuzzFeed quiz.
next week, what to say? This is one that this is a dead franchise. Will be next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Long dead, but will it rise again? Who's to say?
We'll find out.
We will next week, right here, same time, same place on Australia Commentaries. Thanks for watching.